Hey everyone, thank you for joining us as we're slowing down and examining each and every single day, looking into the life of Jesus on his way to the cross. Yesterday, we were looking at the religious leaders and ultimately questioning Jesus' authority. And by questioning his authority, they completely ignored his redemptive plan for salvation. And how many times we can do the same. We can completely ignore and miss how God has strategically placed us to be able to share the gospel with our friends, loved ones, neighbors, and so on. Now, Wednesday, that's what we're looking at today, and we're looking out of Luke chapter 22, verses 1 through 6. We begin to see that the religious leaders are still continually trying to find a way to capture Jesus. It reminds me of back in the old days watching Looney Tunes of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. He would devise all these plans to try to capture the Roadrunner, and as time went on, as the episode went on, they got more and more elaborate because he wanted to catch him, but he continued to fail. That's what's happening here. The religious leaders are continually failing in capturing Jesus. But then Judas enters into the picture. We see Judas, under the influence of Satan, decides to go and betray Jesus and go to the religious leaders and does it for 30 pieces of silver. Now, Judas Iscariot, that's actually not his last name. It was his title. Iscariot. There was a group of men called the Iscariots. Essentially, another way to translate it would be the Daggermen. And these Daggermen would create these riots, would create these kind of commotion amongst people and kind of bring everybody in. And they would go and find a Roman soldier or somebody from the Roman Empire, and they would just kind of pull out a dagger, stab them, and leave them for dead as they got away safely. Now, Judas followed Jesus because he loved the accolades. He loved the miracles. He loved his authority that came in because he was truly believing that Jesus was going to come and establish himself as king right there at that moment, at that place. And so he was following Jesus, doing all that, but then he began to realize, no, Jesus' plans were completely different. Judas, more than likely, had his victory speech kind of already planned in his head on what he was going to say the moment that Jesus overtook everybody, and all that came crashing down because Jesus was going to do something completely different. He wasn't going to overthrow the Roman Empire. No, he was going to die for the Roman Empire. Jesus over here was looking at the Roman oppressors with compassion. He was going to go ahead and die to not overthrow the Roman Empire, but overthrow Satan, sin, and death. Jesus' ways were radically different than Judas's. And Judas saw that and betrayed him. And it had me reflecting on our lives. How many times are we like Judas? That we want our plans to happen because we think our ways are better. But as we see throughout Scripture, that his ways are greater than our ways. His plans are greater than our plans. And that instead of trusting God, we instead grow further away when he does not do things our way. And what I would love for us to do this Wednesday is to really slow down and examine our lives and what areas are we not trusting him that's drawing us further and further away from him. May we instead not do that, but draw near to him, trusting that he got every single step of our way. Let's not be like Judas and betray Jesus. Let us instead trust his plans and his ways and know that what he has for us is better. Well, thank you for joining us today. Join us tomorrow, Thursday, as we're looking at the last Thursday of Jesus' life before the cross. It's Wednesday, but Sunday's coming.